All right, ladies, welcome to workout 1 of week 8 of your limited equipment take-home program. All right, there are some changes this week. All right, so make sure we pay attention. Also, this video is going to serve as the video for weeks 8, 9, and 10, because when I send out the programs for week 9 and 10, all right, the exercises aren't going to change, just some of the sets and reps and yardages will. All right, so I'll give the demonstrations in this video. If you get the program in week 9 or 10 and you need demonstrations or you can't remember something, refer back to this video today. All right, ladies, for your warm-up today, it's going to be very similar to what we've been doing through the duration of this program. All right, a couple of changes. We added a set of our skips for height and a set of our skips for distance. So now you have 2 sets of 20 yards of those exercises, and then we added 2 sets of 10 yards of a high knee run. All right, it's really important to make sure that you're being intentional going through this warm-up and you're coming out on the back end of this warm-up primed and ready to go, especially today because we are moving straight on to our speed and change of direction following the warm-up. So make sure you're ready to go, all right, so you can perform those exercises at a high level. All right, ladies, for your speed and change of direction work today, all right, we're adding one component. All right, so if you take a look at your program, all right, you'll notice it says sprint to decel in athletic position. All right, all that means is once I finish my sprint, all right, I'm going to sink my hips down, decelerate, and finish in an athletic position. Okay, so the first thing I have is a 10-yard sprint from a 2-point stance. I've got 4 each. Once I go 10 yards, as hard as I can, so it's still a full sprint, 10 yards. All right, I'm going to decelerate by sinking my hips down and finishing in an athletic position. That's weight on the balls of my feet, chest up. All right, my hips are down and low. That puts me in a really good position if I want to go left, go right, go forward, or go backward. So we're working on that deceleration, all right, by bringing my hips down, finishing in that athletic position. Hold that position for a 2 count, then go ahead, stand up, walk back, and take your rest before moving on to the next exercise. All right, the second thing that we have is going to be a lateral start. All right, so I'm aimed this way, but I'm going that way. All right, so I'm going to do my 10-yard sprint as hard as I can. All right, once I get through that 10 yards, again, sinking my hips down, finishing in that athletic position, hold it for a 2 count, all right, before standing up and moving on. Last exercise that we have today is a W drill. All right, I set up cones in a W fashion. I need 5 cones. All right, they should be 5 yards apart. These ones are a little bit tighter, all right, just so I could show you guys the drill. All right, and all I'm doing here is going to be a back pedal sprint, back pedal sprint through the finish. So I'm back pedaling around this cone, changing direction, sprinting up, right? As I sprint up to this cone, right, I need to sink my hips down, right? That's how I change direction efficiently, safely, and very quickly, is by sinking my hips down, going right back to the back pedal, sprinting through the finish. All right, I have 4 reps each way. Make sure you're doing each rep extreme intentionality. All right, that means I'm paying attention and I'm doing it to the best of my abilities. I'm not just going through the motions, because that's the best way that we're going to get better by doing this drill. All right, ladies, for your jump training and plyometric training today, the first exercise that we have is jumps to a box. I don't have a box handy, so I'm going to use a set of stairs today. All right, whatever you are using, make sure that the surface is stable and it's not going to put you at risk for getting hurt. Okay, the whole point of jumps to a box are to work on jump mechanics and vertical power while taking out some of the stress of the landing by landing on an elevated object and then stepping down or walking down before the next rep. All right, I want to jump as high as I can every repetition, all right, and land athletically on top of the box. All right, the point is more about the jump and landing athletically than it is about jumping to the highest box possible. As a matter of fact, jumping to a box too high is going to do 2 things. 1, it's going to put you at a higher risk for injury, and 2, it's probably going to reinforce some bad mechanics. Because a lot of times when people jump on a box too high, instead of jumping powerfully, all right, you're just trying to pull your knees up as fast as you can, and that's not the point. The point is to jump powerfully and land athletically. All right, so be conservative in your box height estimate. All right, here's a quick little demonstration. Notice I'm just going to go up to the 2nd stair, all right, so I can land athletically every time. I'll walk back down, perform all my sets and reps that way. The second part of your jump and plyometric training today will consist of what we call extensive plyometrics. All right, extensive plyometrics can be good for developing stiffness, elasticity, and work capacity in the lower limb, ankle, and foot. All right, they can also be good for developing rhythm and coordination in ground contact, which can enhance performance in sprint and jump activities. The point of these exercises is not to jump as high as possible with every repetition, all right, but to have a rhythmic, bouncy, and efficient ground contact every time. All right. How I do that is I start by putting my feet in what I call a dorsiflex position. All right, I'm going to pull my toes up towards my shins. All right, so the ball of my feet is still on the ground. All right, but I've got a nice tight arch, and it feels like my foot is nice and tight. All right, that's how I'm going to be really bouncy through the duration of these exercises. All right, let's look at the exercises. I've got 3 rounds of 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off. What that means, I'm going to perform 15 seconds, I'll take 15 seconds rest, I'll move on to the next exercise. All right, I'll go through that circuit 3 times, all right, resting 1 to 2 minutes after each round. All right, so the first exercise that I have is going to be pogo, side to side. Remember, get that dorsiflex position, nice tight foot, going pogo hopping, side to side, pop, 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 pop. Notice, it's rhythmic, all right? I'm popping the ground away, pop, pop, pop. All right, 15 seconds, then I rest 15 seconds, going to shuffle splits. Pop, 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 pop. All right, moving on down from shuffle splits to in-outs. All right, pop, 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 pop. Good, moving from in-outs to hopscotch. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, pogo hop forward and backward. Pop, 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 pop. All right, and the last one, alternating side to side. Pop, 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 pop. Notice, it's about the ground contact time, all right, rather than jumping for max height, all right? Be rhythmic, be smooth, pop the ground away. All right, ladies, for your resistance training today, the format's gonna be a little bit different, so take a look. It says EDT circuits. All right, the A series is gonna be 10 minutes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through A1, A2, and A3, all right, for 10 minutes continuously. So I'll do 5 reps each of my rear foot elevated split squat, 5 reps each of my single leg RDL with overhead reach, and then 5 reps each of my alternating Spider-Man. And I'll come right back to the top, rotating through for 10 minutes. All right, the goal is to get as much work as possible in those 10 minutes. Remember, rear foot elevated split squat, put my back foot up on the bench, going down through a full range of motion. All right, I'm going 5 each. Single leg overhead, or single leg RDL with overhead reach. Do my RDL, got my arms reaching overhead, then my alternating Spider-Man. Stepping up, really good hip mobility exercise. All right, I'm going 5 reps each, then I'm going straight back to the top. After I get done with those 10 minutes, I'll take a little break, then I'll move on to the B series. The B series is also 10 minutes. I've got my single leg hip thrust. Remember, back's on the bench, one leg is up. Squeezing the glutes, make sure the core stays strong. I've got 5 reps each, all right? Then I've got my drop step lunge. Remember the drop step lunge, all right? It's like I'm trying to take a big drop step and open over my left shoulder. Lunge, coming back. I've got 5 reps going each direction, all right? And the last thing is alternating Frankenstein. All that is, I'm standing up tall, alternating which foot I'm touching with which hand. I'm gonna go 5 reps each, all right, getting a little bit of mobility going with that alternating Frankenstein. I'm rolling through that for 10 minutes. Again, the goal is to get as much work as possible in those 10 minutes. The last thing you have is an optional challenge, all right, I hope everybody would take this challenge on, is a push-up iso in the bottom for 3 minutes, all right? Again, 3 minutes total, all right, in as few sets as possible. If anybody can do it for 3 straight minutes, I'd be really impressed. All right, otherwise, if you can break it into 2 sets, that's awesome. If you have to break it into 3 sets or more, that's all right as well. Just try and get to 3 full minutes. That's the challenge. As always, at the end, we have our optional stretch using a band or beach towel. All right, make sure we're taking care of our bodies, all right, so we can continue to get a lot of good work in throughout the week. Have a good day, ladies. Get after it.